Well, folks, it's almost here. Götterdämmerung, and here we have our main menu. Paradox has kindly sponsored this video for reasons that are completely unknown to me because I would have made it anyway.
Shut up and take my money!
But their financial mistakes are your benefit because we get to play a little bit early. Here we go. Now, I could play as Germany, but no. No, we have plenty of time. There will be videos for Germany, Austria, Hungary, and even Congo. Today I want to take you on a journey to my native land, to my little corner of the world, Belgium. Now we are finally getting the attention we deserve, and they've immediately made us terrible. So our country leader is a corrupt old guard. We have language barriers, accurate, scars of the Great War, painful, corruption, very contemporary, and an economic downturn. Yeah, it's like 2024 all over again. And a magnificent focus tree. Look at this giant thing. So left to right here, we have the perpetual neutrality branch with army bonuses as well as defensive bonuses on the left. We have the government resigns political path in the center, split between a historical democratic path on the left, a ahistorical fascist path in the center with two flavors of fascism, an ahistorical either democratic or communist path, so many options abound, and a more ahistorical communist path all the way on the right. Then under monetary reconstruction, a bit of an industry branch, and then a very large branch that is shared with the Belgian Congo. This is the new shared focus tree with Belgian Congo. You can tell from the flags who can do what, and it is magnificent. I love this. And then of course an air branch, a naval branch, and funnily enough, an exile branch. Under the king surrenders, there is the possibility of continuing to play as an exiled nation, either united under the government in exile or united around the king, and this is oddly enough the monarchist path. Now today I will not be going monarchist because I don't want to lose. No, today I found the funniest path yet. Today we support the VNV, the expansionist fascist path. Now yes, my goal is to make my name bigger on the map. That is what this game is all about. But also, this path is so funny because you get to change names so often it gets ridiculous. But before we head on to the politics, I think it would not be a terrible idea if we started with a bit of industry. Industry is always nice. Now, I would like to get rid of corruption, don't get me wrong. It's bad for business, but it also gives me daily fascism support, and considering I need some support of fascism before I can continue doing, well, anything, a little bit of industry is not bad. Right, let's take a look at the army. 15 divisions. Funny, Belgium does have bicycle battalions. We've got a bunch of infantry. We've got the Chasseurs Ardennais from Sabaton fame, as well as some colonial troops. But for this, we'll convert them all into basic infantry, bring them home to Belgium, and they can exercise for now. Research, 3 slots. We'll do the basics. We'll do engineering and industry. Now, you might notice that some of these icons are a little bit different when we mouse over research. Yes, these are special technologies that are locked behind projects. Special projects. I might be wondering, what special projects? Well, it all ties in with the new feature, experimental facilities. So this is our research tab, and then we have 2 different tabs, research slots or experimental facilities. This is where we find out all the good stuff. Let's take air. We have 15 potential projects available, and mousing over them tells you what you need to research to have access to that potential project. Like I want radar. In that case, I have to do electronical mechanical engineering first, and then it would pop up here at the top and it would be available for you. However, you also need to build the facility to do the research, in this case an aerodynamics and avionics facility. Not only that, we then have to hire a scientist. Fortunately, we have 4 available right now, which is helpful. But if we need some more, in Belgium's case, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 available, 2 of them being for air, 1 for nuclear, 1 for naval. So let's say I want a land warfare specialist, I would have to recruit one, which will then cost me some political power. And to start researching these projects, we also need breakthroughs. Consider these to be points that you spend to start the project. You get breakthrough by doing basic research in certain areas. Allow me to demonstrate. For instance, electronic mechanical engineering gives us air and nuclear research. Nuclear research is denoted by the yellow corner. Any research in that color boosts nuclear. Red is for air research and air projects. Green is for land projects. And then obviously blue will be for naval projects. So it's a most straightforward way of getting towards those breakthrough points. Also, a scientist working in a facility that's not actively researching a project also gets you a little bit of breakthrough every day. Now, this will be easier to show you once we actually get a facility. I'm going to lead with infrastructure in the Ardennes and Wallonie. It will give us extra steel. And since we are on civilian and will be on civilian for a while, it's best to build stuff that doesn't get a massive penalty, I think. So I think it might be worth it. Also, fun fact, the Ardennes now have one of the new modifiers. There's a dam in the Ardennes. You can even see it on the map here. Really nice. Very neat. It's one of the oldest dams in Europe, in fact. And this gives us extra factories, extra resources, and more construction speed. So the Ardennes is where I will do most of my construction. Yes, in these forests, we will build. My initial plan is going to be to get the economy back on its feet until we have a reasonable amount of support for the fascists, and then head on to the political side of things. Now, I intend to be conquering some of my neighbors, which means I will need something of an army. And while this army will probably beat the Dutch, I would like to have slightly better odds at doing so, so we might not immediately rush for the war goals. We've got time. Germany won't come for the Low Countries until very late 1939 or very early, well, early-ish 1940. So we do have more time than in base game. This is, well, base game. We have more time since before Germany got this heckin' freaking chonker of a focus tree. So feast your eyes on the biggest focus tree paradoxes ever made. Yes, it's in fact so big they had to design these new buttons to allow you to quickly pan around the focus tree because it was so stupidly annoying just to pan around using your mouse. It's magnificent. All right, there we go. Monetary reconstruction. And let's start by getting the gold reserves. So this not only gives us the Belgian gold reserves, a nice reduction in consumer goods, but also the ability to invest them. I'll show you those in a bit because they're pretty neat. There we go. The gold reserves are in. It gives us access to these decisions. We can do a total of 4 decisions, and it will spend some of those gold reserves, and in exchange we either get political power stability and ruling party support, or we get about 6 months of construction speed bonus, and finally, this is my favorite, a full year of 10% additional output. Very powerful, but I don't think I want to use them until I've got some actual factories to really make use of them. And focus is rebuild the Wallonian industry, and we're gonna head down to Cockerill. Now, I would definitely like to get Société Générale de Belgique. This unlocks part of the focus tree for Congo as well. So while I'm doing this, Congo is working its way through Belgian Congo, so they also get benefits from this tree. And if I do Société Générale de Belgique, a lot of these focuses unlock for Congo as well. So they're locked behind gates that both partners need to unlock. However, I want a lot of stuff, and it's difficult to take everything, so choices must be made. Anyway, we'll grab social partners and coal mining, and then Cockerill, and then we'll switch over to politics. Anyway, I'm going to take a little detour with my research. I'm going to start work on a little bit of air, because, well, part of my plans involve invading the United Kingdom and defeating the Allies, preferably before the Americans arrive. And a little spoiler here, but they made the UK a lot smarter. It's no longer possible, well, so far that I've checked at least, to simply cheese your way past their massive navy. The navy is out. It will stay out until you sink it. So, air it is, baby. Paratroopers, here we come. Oh, fun little fact as well. Congo has completed the Heart of Africa, which not only gives Congo a bonus, but we get political power from it. So, many of these focuses bring benefits not just to the person who completes it, but to the other partner as well, which makes for a very interesting co-op game with Congo, I think. So, that is definitely on the list. All right, coal mining expanded. Let's grab Cockerill. What this does is gives us a couple of civs, and it makes the industrial concern Cockerill better and cheaper, plus reduces economic downturn. All in all, this is a very beneficial thing to do. Fascist in government, sweet. So with this, that will boost my fascism support nicely, and then after Cockerill, straight towards the royal intervention. All right, the Cockerill it is. Nice little event explaining the history of the company. I think they're they're still around in Belgium. They were a really big name in the steel industry. All right, national focus. We'll do something about that corruption now, and then work our way down to royal intervention. All right, we've almost built up the infrastructure here. We're gonna follow up with an aerodynamics and avionics facility maybe in Wallonie, and then a bunch of military factories in Ardennes and Wallonie. Now, I wish I could build it in the Ardennes, considering it would be built 15% faster, but these special facilities have to be built either on top of a supply hub or port, or a tile directly next to it, and that excludes the Ardennes for now. All right, let's hire Cockerell Steelworks. So 12 steel, faster railway construction, more factory output, more industrial research speed, and cheaper trains. Not bad. And there goes the government. Now we have a choice between the Van der Velde minority, leading us towards the socialist path, not straight up communism, but for game purposes it is. It's more of a socialist path, or a government of national unity, where Paul van Zeeland gets to stick around a little bit longer. That corrupt old guard. This is the option we will take, government of national unity, which then leads towards a royal intervention should the government start fighting itself in even more troubled waters, which, spoilers, it will. Now let's deal with that corruption a little bit more. All right, at least corruption has been reduced to slightly more acceptable levels. Fascism support has dropped a little, but should still be sufficient to work our way through the tree, I think. And now perpetual neutrality, all the way down to repudiating the treaty with France. And then we have to wait for the royal intervention to be possible, because we need an event to happen first. But we'll see that pop up soon enough. And we're building our first aerodynamics and avionics facility. Also have a bunch of army experience. Let's put it to good use. I'm gonna go to one of my old favorites. These motorized cavalry divisions should do the job. So something like this, 30 with 4 artillery battalions and 9 motorized battalions. Is it perfect? No. Does it get the job done? Usually. And on a budget at that. Corruption already. That was fast. Well, that means we can now move on straight to royal intervention. And we also have our first facility, aerodynamics and avionics, and we can use one of our 2 leading scientists, either a budget Werner von Braun, a rocket specialist, or Nicolas Fleurin, the man who allegedly invented the multi-rotor helicopter. Helicopters, yes. Yes, unequivocally yes. So we will assign him here. Since we don't really have anything we can do yet, we lack the breakthrough points, I'll just sit him here gathering breakthrough points and working towards either getting radar, which will be helpful, or getting a helicopter, which will be exceedingly helpful. There we go, royal intervention. Now we can either appoint Paul-Emile Janson or fascist dog Leon de Grelle, traitor to the nation. Emile Janson is the historical democratic path. It's not what we're going for today. Now today we do my country dirty. We're gonna go with de Grelle, who is definitely not liked. So de Grelle it is, to restore law and order. Law and order, my ass. Well, at least the government's not collapsing anymore. Gonna quickly grab the defense bill to remove the scars of the Great War, making us slightly better at building stuff, as well as increasing the length of our service, giving me more manpower. It's already 1938, so we are on a bit of a timer. We have a special project available, radar. Yeah, let's wait for helicopters. Alright, Germany has Anschluss the Austrians, which gives us this very nice event. Exiled Austrians offer their service. The top option makes us more fascist, which I guess can have its advantages. Wouldn't know why you want to pick it, because the bottom option gives us more manpower and makes it more punishing for the enemy to occupy our states. This is literally always good, so we could definitely use their help. Oh, speaking of, we have just changed names for the first time. We're no longer Belgium. No, we are Rexus Belgium. All right, VNV supported. Let's go for the French Horse and the Red Rider. This gives us the ability to send Luxembourg an ultimatum, making them my soon-to-be friends. Hopefully. So a little bit of war support. We embargo France, as you do, and we send the Luxembourgish a demand for annexation. Sounds reasonable. I'm gonna start deploying what little fighters I have. Now, little fun fact, you don't want rookies. So deploy your fighter wings, or any air wing really, immediately turn them onto day missions only, and set them to training until they're at least the level 2 trained, preferably level 3. The difference in casualties is massive. It's well worth it. I kept forgetting getting to do this, and until recently I didn't know just how huge the difference was. So thanks for the viewers for pointing that out. Also, you want to do these missions during the day, because if you're doing the exercises day and night, you're gonna lose a lot of airplanes. You don't want to lose that many airplanes. All right, we got the French horse and the Red Rider. Let's abandon neutrality. Splendid, the Luxembourg yields. All right, revitalize Netherlands. And now on to our first target, Flanders Ascendant, which means the Dutch have got to go. You know, I'm gonna force deploy these guys. I'm gonna assign them to a leader. I'll park them on the Eindhoven front and try to punch through there. Ooh, I now have 2 breakthroughs for air. So helicopters, here we come. I have more spies than I know what to do with. I'm currently just dumping them out wherever, like in the UK, in France. They'll definitely be helpful in the Netherlands just to get their entrenchment down, I guess. So I'm thinking either we immediately go down to the Netherlands if we can beat them within 10 days, which I somewhat doubt, or we pick up some bonuses somewhere. So there are definitely some army bonuses in the military academy branch. 10% attack, 10% divisional organization, 15% initiative, 5% division attack. Like, there is a lot of good stuff in here. Oh, special forces. Yes. And war were declared. All right, so at the same time, we've also finished our land warfare facility. Unfortunately, I need to recruit a specific scientist for this because Belgium doesn't start with anyone who has a land warfare skill. To recruit scientists, the first one is 25 political power. The second one is 50. Third one is 75. And then from fourth one on, it is 100 political power for each new scientist. As you can see, Belgium has a lot of scientists, but it has 2 air guys and not a single land guy, making the land warfare facility immediately a lot less attractive because I now need to invest 100 political power into putting someone in it. I'll do junior officers training, 35 days. It should be done quickly enough. Before then, we'll have the Dutch defeated. We'll declare war on the Dutch. Should be easy peasy lemon squeezy. We will advance into Breda, possibly Rotterdam, and we will attack with the infantry everywhere else to pin the enemy in place. So we'll punch through Eindhoven across the river if we can make it. Fall in, force them back, destroy the enemy wherever you find them. This should be relatively easy. The Dutch army is really not that big. I mean, we outnumber them, we outclass them. All they have going for them is terrain that is somewhat more favorable to them. Let's just punch right on through Eindhoven. From Eindhoven, we make it across the river, and from that river, hit Rotterdam, hit Amsterdam, and then The Hague. Should be easy enough. Pinning attack there, pinning attack there. All right, now you into Amsterdam, you into Utrecht, you into Arnhem, and then we surround Rotterdam. And then from Utrecht down into The Hague with another unit up there. You attack, and then you drive up to Leeuwarden and Groningen. Oh, the Germans want me in their faction. Later. I do believe that is pretty much the entire Dutch army trapped on Rotterdam, which is honestly a little annoying because that place is a pain to invade. And total air superiority established. And honestly, you guys can go back to training. Just to finish up the Battle of Rotterdam, and it's all Jover. 2,000 brave Flemish against 61 vile Dutchmen. Victory achieved, and it didn't even cost us all that much to get it done. So for the peace deal, of course, we're going to take their navy, and I'm going to take all of their continental holdings. Now, I could occupy everything. I have a focus for specifically the Dutch East Indies to give them more compliance if I occupy it directly. But what's the point though? What is the point in involving the Dutch East Indies if I don't have to? No, I will puppet the Dutch East Indies, I will puppet Curaçao, and I will puppet the Republic of Suriname. That is just much better for business. And then we stack all of these other things, all of these benefits, submit demands. I have a navy, I have land, I have puppets, and everybody wins. I'm everybody. There we go. Bunch of equipment, bunch of puppets, bunch of resources. Well, next step, dealing with the French. At least we won the first war easily. Which reminds me, we are now Vlaanderen. Well, junior officer training's done. Let's change names again. If I go to Duitsland now, I will core Luxembourg and all the Dutch states in Europe, as well as change my name once again to Duitsland. I can see raids on the map. Some of you might have actually been spending the rest of this video wondering, what's with all the new icons on the map, Bittersteel? Show us the icons. So raids. Raids are, well, ways in which you can hurt the enemy. Now, you can only do it to an enemy, so I can't really click them to really show you. But because we have researched paratroopers, we can launch, for instance, a sabotage paratrooper raid on my enemy's resources. In this case, the Germans have a steel mine. You don't mine steel, but that's besides the point. Steel in Rhineland, I can do a special raid to try and sabotage those resources. Same with the Romanian oil fields. And these are really interesting ways to cripple or at least damage your opponent's industry in a meaningful way, because if you strip away the oil, the fuel runs out and now you're cooking with gas. So if you have enough bombers, you can bomb out the oil fields, do significant damage to them, and Romania has no more access to oil, or at least significantly reduced. And with paratroopers, you can do the same to their mines, and with special bombs, you can do the same to things like the canal locks or places with dams like the Ardennes here. So there are a variety of fancy raids you can do. Well, there we go. We are now Duitsland. Now, I could demand Calais a bit early, though. I don't want to push the French yet. I'll go get the Société Générale. All right, no, there's another research slot there. I should probably go for that first. All right, I'm also going to start spamming out these paratroopers. So I'll take this as a basis to work from. 6 with is definitely not great, but I can spam a lot of these out and launch a simultaneous attack using all of them on a single tile. And then we'll add a bunch of support companies to get their soft attack up as high as I can to really make them punchy for their size. Hopefully that will work. And at the same time, we're going to keep training a couple more trucks. All right, Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, so war is coming. I think after this 40-hour work week, we are demanding Calais, and we can get in on this war early. The sooner we can get in, the better. It allows me to get more participation because I need to occupy some stuff. I want Calais, I want Picardy, Champagne, Franche-Comté, Alsace-Lorraine, and Bourgogne. So pretty much all of northeastern France. All right, that's our 40-hour work week. It's September 39. I would have expected Germany to go to war yet. I expect them to do so very soon. So we gotta be ready to benefit. So demand Calais is next. Finally, sufficient political power to hire a land scientist. All right, I won't be able to do any projects, but the flamethrower tanks are gonna be useful, as well as the military engineering vehicles. This gives us armored versions of basic support companies, which could be very beneficial to us if I can implement them into my motorized and hopefully future mechanized divisions. And this super heavy howitzer, oh yes, Mortier Monstre. Like I expected, Germany's gone to war with Poland. They're only a month and a half late from historical, but okay. Okay, so Poland's gonna die really quickly. They're at war with the Allies. We are going to be very nice. Ask if we can join the faction. There we go. We're not going to join the war right away. We're going to wait for the demand Calais to fire. Well, I don't really need to. I could just go in straight away. But if we wait for this, sometimes the French just sign over Nord-Pas-de-Calais and we can come in and really surprise them. If they don't, we get a war goal and we can go in anyway. Oh, cool. I can make choices when doing these projects. Every now and then one of these events pops up under this tab, and we can choose what we want. More reliability, more speed, but they're more expensive, or more armor on our helicopters. I guess we're going with speed and maneuverability. Seems important in a helicopter. Well, there goes Warsaw. Not bad. A couple more days and we are going to go in as well. These guys are almost trained. All right, the Air Force is ready. Well, ready as it's ever going to be. The Army is in position. I have a couple more divisions on the way, so 3 more. I'll make it 4. Let's make it 3 more motorized. And the paratroopers are still training. I'm not going to deploy them yet. They can wait. I still need to add some stuff to them. I need artillery on there. I need support, anti-air. I need like paradrop armor and that kind of stuff. I need all of that on those divisions, but that can wait. Like I said, I'm curious if they'll sign over Calais or not. If they will, that's hilarious. If they won't, unfortunate, but still hilarious that they even give us an option. And they got their back against the wall. I mean, would they make another enemy? All right, so we can either offer to pay them. I don't want to. We can either offer to trade parts of Congo for it. Let's see. Congo for Calais. I could give them Leopoldville. No, wait. Coquillaville and Stanleyville. So northern Congo, I could give that up in exchange or threaten war. Seems like that's the thing to do, which is to threaten war. That usually works out, right? And while we wait for that response, everything is ready. Air Force is up and running, and let's have a jolly good time, shall we? Escalating tensions. Either I back down and get a claim, or I don't back down and still get a claim. We instantly declare war via event. Then they have chosen war. So, depending, I haven't checked the event, but France sometimes can just sign this whole thing over, which is incredibly funny. Unfortunately, no such luck for us today, but this is still incredibly funny nonetheless. So we're just gonna come in, declare war over Calais, and go ham. Go big or go home. We're gonna see, can we secure the air? I think we'll eventually secure the air here. I might need to leave a few airplanes up over my own land. Yeah, it should work. And then we're going to try and punch through northern France. Nothing has changed in regards to France. So as soon as all of northern France, so anything between Reims, Paris, Le Havre, and Dunkirk falls, it's Jover. All right, green air secured. Our air force, together with the Germans, has managed to sweep aside Allied air power. We just keep pushing. Advance as far and as quickly as possible before they are able to muster anything like a credible defense. Oh, this is also very fun. If you go to war via that event, you have the potential for a limited war. So if you're not in a faction and it's just you against either France or the Allies, I guess, there is the option for a limited war. Meaning, if you reach Paris, the French might just give up and give you Calais without you having to capitulate everyone. Alright, we've taken Calais, and the north is encircled. The units here are still advancing towards Paris. Alright, we've made it to Paris. Good. Now to get to Dieppe, Le Havre, and Rouen, and that should be it as far as the French army is concerned. Okay, so they've capitulated, and apparently they've capitulated to us, which is magnificent. Look at mighty Deutschland. First off, let's secure the ports, because I'm not sure if the British are going to counter-invade me, which would be annoying. I think what I'm gonna do, though, is give some of this back to Germany and some of it to Italy. I don't want to occupy all of it. I just want to occupy what I can core. And looking at this, Burgundy Rising, and then these claims and these potential cores, as long as I hold on to Nord-Pas-de-Calais, Picardie, Champagne, Alsace-Lorraine, Franche-Comté, Franche-Comté, and Bourgogne, I'll be happy. So I could sign over everything except for that. Plus, if I give Ile-de-France to Germany, Vichy France pops up, and while Vichy France is not amazing, it's an easy source of rubber to trade with without getting everything I own sunk. Plus that fires the Fall of Paris event that otherwise wouldn't fire if it's occupied by us, which means Vichy France will now pop up. And while Vichy France is not all that important, it is an easy trade partner for the foreseeable future, because otherwise I have to trade with people across an ocean, and that's just bad for business. So at this point, I'm just going to prepare to assist Germany in the Soviet Union and prepare for the worst, I guess. We're gonna try to shoot down as much of the Royal Air Force as possible, get as much air out as we can, and prepare for a paradrop, because I don't think we'll be able to secure naval supremacy. So I'm gonna try and naval drop around Hull, simply because there's no AA there, and it's one of my favorite places to land anyway. Yeah, so we'll try to win the air war. Now, let's get some trade going. I can fortunately trade with the Vichy French. I will improve relations, see if they are willing to sign some stuff over. And I might even deploy a controlled trade spy on them, because I really want that stuff. Right, the Dietze Air Force is done, and we continue on. Burgundy Rising. It will core Nord-Pas-de-Calais and change our name to Burgundy. Yes, the battle for Britain is going on, and it is fierce. It is certainly fierce. I'm going to keep deploying my airplanes. Anything new has to be trained first, but I'm going to get more and more and more airplanes, and hopefully we'll be able to leverage our strength here. I can do a raid on an iron mine in Yorkshire. It takes 3 months to prepare. I need transports and support equipment to sabotage one of their mines. Yeah, I think we'll give it a try. I want to see one of those raids in action. A nice warning siren. So I'm now being warned of an incoming raid. While I am trying to raid them, they are going to try and raid me. They're gonna try and bomb the hell out of my air research facility. And you get a warning relatively well ahead of time, and you can respond to this. How do you stop a bombing raid? Well, in this case, decrease enemy air superiority. So you have air superiority, their chance of success goes down. Get anti-air in the region, which makes sense. Shoot down the bombers, and then get interception missions up. So again, shoot down the enemy bombers. Just get a couple of airplanes over there to intercept enemy bombing, and then we should be able to prevent them from doing much. Plus, I'll build up the anti-air defenses. I don't want them blowing up my helicopter projects. So I have a 48% chance to succeed at repelling them. I could get more air superiority, I could build more anti-air, and I could get more air wings on interception. I guess at the same time, I could also try to prepare my own raid. See if I can do one of those mine sabotages. And we have finished Burgundy Rising, an extra core, and look at that coloration. Oh, that is beautiful. I guess the next step is get some claims on our new territories and the ability to core it. Let's get FN Herstal. I just have to. As a good proper Belgian, I have to get FN Herstal. All right, Land Warfare Special Project. Military engineering vehicles or flamethrower tanks? I know what flamethrower tanks are. I want to see what the military engineering vehicles can do for me. So I'm going to start those. So it gets me assault engineer companies. So like armored versions of engineers. Plus, it unlocks a couple of extra researches here, so I can get armored signal companies, armored maintenance companies, armored motorized military police. Yeah, I want to see what that does. It does look cool. It does look like it might be valuable. Also gonna get airborne light armor, so I can power drop some light armor into the fray. Basic light tank. I don't know how to design these properly. So again, I don't know what the meta for these is. How am I supposed to design these? Will this do? A little bit of extra armor on there. Will that do? Will that make it a good addition to the fight? I don't know. Oh boy, Japan's doing really well. Whew. Yeah, China's not long for this world. Which reminds me, I should probably get like a non-aggression pact with Japan, considering I'm occupying the East Indies. With FN Herstal focus done, we get a couple of extra traits for the MIO, and these are pretty powerful traits. Yeah, these are pretty powerful traits just from completing focus. So very powerful extras here. Soft attack, more soft attack. We have some pretty baller equipment, honestly. Oh, speaking of baller equipment, fighters. So let us improve them once again. Improved small airframe, big ass engine, and slap that thing full of heavy machine guns. We need to win the air war, and we need to win the air war convincingly. So drop tanks, we'll add some armor, and potentially we'll add a little bit of self-sealing fuel tanks. We need these. Weight exceeds thrust. What if we remove that? This will do, I think. Yes. Yes, let's get these out the door in massive numbers to do the bombing that is required, and we'll do the same with the basic close air support. Just make a better version of it. Big fat engine, bit of extra range, and then some CAS. Anti-tank cannon. Why? Because I like the anti-tank cannon, sir. And we have the helicopter. What other research can I get? Let's go quickly and grab radar while we're at it. And what did that unlock for us? What kind of research did that get us? I don't see helicopter in the air tab, but I do see it here, so we can get recon helicopters, helicopter medevac, helicopter supply. Oh, yes. 10% reduction in supply usage, but it's the same as... Oh, but they don't use fuel? So they do the same thing as a basic logistics company, but apparently they don't use fuel. And they have a little bit more org. Plus, they don't give, they give it a lot of extra bonuses in terms of movement. So okay, I think helicopters are going to be very nice. Let's see, we have the Laboratoire Aérotechnique helicopter designer. Let's make a couple of those. Oh, look at that, a helicopter brigade. It seems to add a little bit of everything. So this is like a jack of all trades helicopter unit. And then when you research the specific support companies, they get better at doing that one specific thing. So this one is like a worse version of a supply company or a recon company, but it can do all of those things at the same time. While we can get specialist helicopter companies through this research so we can get a specialized helicopter transport, we can get specialized helicopter recon. Almost ready to try our first raid, but it would appear the enemy has responded by putting up a bunch of airplanes that I can't counter. That's annoying. I can't actually get there with my fighters. Yeah, the raid's probably not gonna work. It's probably not gonna work unless I can bait them into moving their airplanes, which has apparently worked. God, I'm shooting down so many of their airplanes. Yeah, let's go for those helicopter support companies. I think like the supply might actually be pretty nice to have. All right, our raid is ready to launch, a very high chance of success on medium. We can now press the big red button. I want to see what happens, honestly. Boom. Hey, we succeeded. We take 0 damage, lost 20 org, got 20% experience, and they receive a new history entry. And for that, we just damaged their steel mines. They lose 50% of the local steel for 120 days. They can now get a medal because they participated in the mine sabotage raid. Oh, that was cool. I'm not going to do it again, but that was cool. I think that's going to be very useful if you're doing it against vital resources like the oil in Romania. Look at that, we have 30 helicopters. The Belgian army has helicopters. Anyway, if I wanted to power drop, I need air superiority. I have it, just not enough of it, but if I shift my air around, I should be able to secure total air superiority everywhere. As long as I can land and secure a decent foothold, I can take the UK. Alright, you're not gonna believe this, but it happened. They've actually dropped naval superiority. I don't know for how long. I really don't know how long that's gonna last. But I'm gonna quickly prepare just... like I said, it happened. They've dropped their naval superiority, and I'm not ready to exploit it because I forgot to research naval invasion technology. I don't know how to use transport ships, so I can't exploit the gap in their defenses. So it happened. I guess the German Navy fought the British Navy at some point, and there is a little bit of a gap in the defense. Alright, having finished demand further Gallic concessions for 100 political power each, I can now core the states of Franche-Comté, Champagne, Bourgogne, Alsace, Lorraine, and Picardy, so we can effectively triple the size of our country for the paltry price of 100 political power for each province. And places like this are pretty valuable in terms of massive populations and reasonable industries, so yay. Time for a first new core, and I think it would be fitting to take Alsace-Lorraine, spit in this man's face as gratitude for what he's done for us. Thanks, Hitler, but I'll be taking my cores now, thank you. Oh god, they've gone to war with Yugoslavia. I gotta get in there. I gotta exploit that for more army experience. Just get the motorized in there. Go, 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 go. Oh no. Oh, I accidentally set these orders to go. No! I lost my paratroopers because I accidentally clicked go on the wrong army. It has not necessarily gone well here. We might be able to take Hull though, so yay. Got them fully encircled. Yeah, we'll be able to kill them off, I think, before they'll be reinforced. Now, motorized first. I'm gonna get the motorized in, if they can make it, and then use them to make an established, a big foothold, if we can do that. Then we bring in the infantry. Once it's clear, we might actually be able to hold some of the sea lanes open. All right, so any little bit of ground we can take is a boon, because we have to get out of this port tile. Okay. So from here, we might be able to do something. We'll take that tile next, please. Okay, fine, fine, fine. And now we just have to play this very carefully. I need to expand my perimeter and hold it. Okay, so the UK is responding. They are sending units in. They're probably withdrawing a lot of divisions from Africa. Let's make that not feasible. I'm going to call in Belgian Congo, force them to commit more troops so they cannot simply pull all those divisions away. I need to take local supplies. I need to control the state of Yorkshire. No, we're not going to take Newcastle. Not until these guys get a little bit of extra organ. Come on. All right, we've taken Leeds at least. From Leeds, I can get into Sheffield, maybe, and then attack that position. If you're going to leave Newcastle open, I'm going to go in there. Okay, this should be enough to secure Yorkshire. You can still supply the troops, though the port is having some difficulties, so I might need to increase the naval base here. We're getting south, we're getting further and further south. I can bring more airplanes in, but I don't want to put them over southern England. I can do that from the continent without risk of losing more supply. We'll simply try to attack north, and we'll try to attack south. I think I can get the northern attacks to just continuously run. I'm pretty sure they'll pull troops out of Scotland to ferry them south, because they will rightly believe that the south is the more critical area to defend. And Congo's not dead yet, so Congo is committing troops, so all of these UK divisions are busy, so they can't immediately withdraw them. They may want to, but I don't think they can as long as my units maintain engagement. Let's see what the helicopter supply does for my motorized. So if I replace logistics companies with helicopter transports, I think they get a bunch of movement bonuses compared to basic supply. Fuel usage does go up a little bit, which is actually not that great considering I'm fighting overseas. But other stats go up as well, so I think this is worth doing. Making sure I keep the ports guarded, because the UK is going to try to naval invade itself, and they're also going to try to naval invade, well, whatever I still have at home. I'd like to get into Wales, and then from Wales, or maybe just push down to Bristol, isolate Wales, crush the units there, then throw everything at the south. The north is pretty much done. Yeah, they're going to start counterattacking us. And even though I have air superiority, I don't have enough CAS to really make this work the way I want it to. Oh yeah, the UK is bringing home the troops. That is a lot of divisions. Do I have the supply? Maybe. I think I might have to bring more troops home. I will concentrate the motorized in this area to try and push Bristol, and then from Bristol sweep Wales. With Wales out, that's a lot of divisions we can clear up, and then we just push south. Alright, I am committed, and I am in the zone. We've taken Bristol. That means Wales is cut off. Okay, woo, we can threaten London already. I would be an idiot if I did not immediately rush forces into London before they're able to reinforce it. No, they were able to reinforce it. Come on. London seized. We have them. Yeah, I attribute all of my success to this exceptional air force. All of Scotland has fallen. The Highlands are now being swept clean. We have Wales. Yugoslavia is also out and about. Come on, stop pinning me. Oh, motorized got in there on time. Okay. Yeah, this is Jover. It's January 41, and we should have enough time before the war really kicks off, when Japan does its thing and the Americans show up, and I really don't want the Americans to show up. And that is East Anglia done? Okay, sweet. Okay, the motorized is in Portsmouth. And from Portsmouth, we can drive them closer and closer to Dover. And once we get to Dover, it will be Jover. It's done! We have defeated the United Kingdom with our horribly mismanaged naval landing. We have done it. Let's go grab our territory. This is what we came here for. Everything else is just a neat bonus that we genuinely don't really care about. I could get a nice slice of the UK's fleet. Let's get some colonial holdings here. And with that, we end the peace deal. Let's see if everyone's finished. Now, let's pass a couple times so Germany declares itself to be finished. Confirm and exit. See what we got out of this. We have all of our cores. Germany got some stuff. So I got a lot more colonies in Africa. Central Africa is our playground now. We have Uganda, we have Kenya, we have Tanzania, we have Zambia and Malawi as puppets as well. We have all the lands of Burgundy under our control, and we can actually move on to Belgica next. We may have acquired a fleet of sorts. Oh, this is good. Now we just need to take on the Soviet Union to see what happens there. And then we can consider this a first successful run as Belgium. You know, I don't usually do this, but I think this might be fun to actually do for once. Atomic research, and I'm also building my own nuclear research facility. we are gonna see if we can get something out of this new raid system. Perhaps a nuclear raid on the Soviet Union. There we go. Another final name change. Belgica, the Roman province of Belgica. I think I like that red color a little bit more than Burgundy. At the end of the line in terms of our political focus tree, it has certainly been interesting. I'm gonna see if we can get a nuclear raid done so we can see what that actually accomplishes. We will burn Moscow with nuclear fire if we can, but so far I've been having a lot of fun with Belgium, and this has been definitely a wild ride. Ooh, there's nukes over there. Nuclear research, 25%. Yes. With our nuclear facility done. Fortunately, we start with a nuclear specialist, so let's get cracking. I'll need breakthroughs first, but nuclear reactor seems like a good idea. Ooh, a commercial nuclear reactor. Methinks nuclear stuff is going to be a whole lot of small steps working your way towards a nuclear warhead or a thermonuclear bomb. But I am certainly looking forward to it. Yes, yes, we will burn the world in nuclear hellfire. Speaking of nuclear hellfire, we have liftoff in terms of, well, Operation Barbarossa. We're gonna see if we can have a little bit of fun here. We're gonna come in, we're gonna assist the Germans, and we're gonna have a little bit of fun while we wait for those nukes to be ready. And we're going to be dropping them all over the Soviet Union once we get them done. Assuming the war lasts that long, because I have to be honest, I am somewhat assuming that the war will be over before that, you know, ever actually happens. So, we'll see. Well, there goes the Soviet Baltic Army Group. Goodbye. Just gotta get to their ports, keep them pinned so they can't extract their forces, and, well, they're dead. Well, it's not the grand encirclement I hoped for, but that's at least, like, 10 divisions. Another magnificent pocket, courtesy of the Belgian army. Oh, Soviet Union. What are you doing? Stalin, no. I could do a couple of, like, sabotage operations, I guess. I want to do something, have a little bit of fun. What can I sabotage here? Ooh, a mine in Kharkov. Let's see if we can actually get there before, our forces arrive. The Belgian army marches on Kiev, or Kiev, whatever you want to pronounce it. Ooh, I could deal a massive blow to the Soviets if I can somehow get to that province. All of those Soviet troops will get stuck if I can drive that far south that quickly. Go, 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 go. I got air power up, so maybe? No way. No way! All of the... Well, they still have Odessa, but Odessa is under siege. All of these guys are stuck. Okay, let's go in there. Hard and fast. Pound them. Drive them, men. Well, with that, we've got them essentially cornered here. I don't have the fuel for my motorized, so it's a little difficult to close the pocket right now. But once we get supply to these units, they're all screwed. There's nowhere for them to go. No, they're gonna lose Odessa as well, so all of these guys are stuck. Oh, it's like a 30 division encirclement right there. I'm not even gonna be able to do my raid on the mines in Kharkov before we get there. Oh, Soviet Union. Oh, they're already 1 million men down. Well, we can take the first step on the road to nuclear hellfire and research BR1. No, I can't do that yet. I need atomic research. No, still 261 days. No, the Soviets will be dead by then. Who do I drop a bomb on then? Ah, America. Through sheer stubbornness, the Finns have been able to hold on, and I managed to get a couple of motorized over there. We're gonna try and save Finland from itself. Yeah, that's a big chunk of Finland already gone. So we'll try to get the Finns back into the fight. Meanwhile, troops have reached and almost captured Stalingrad. So Soviets don't look like they've benefited much from this new DLC. There goes Stalingrad. Very nice, very nice. So let's get that military, nuclear research. So that should speed things up a little bit, I guess. Hey, we're saving the Finns. They're back in the fight. With Belgian support, they may yet survive. All right, with Finland liberated, let's just focus on the real threat. Soviets. See if I can take Leningrad, push in from the north. Overall, like, this is... 6 months of war have not been kind to the Soviet Union. Alright, we figured out how experimental rockets work, so I could work on flying bomb. Don't have the breakthrough for it. I could do rocket interceptors, which I believe are terrible, but they would lead to improved rocket engines. Ballistic missiles? Ooh, yes. Mothership air... Oh, there's so many cool things in here. Alright, Japan's just gone to war with Guangxi. And Vichy France has joined the Chinese... Of course Vichy France has joined the Chinese United Front. I'm still doing my first collab, so hopefully that collaboration government's actually going to work. I genuinely do not wish to drive all the way to the Urals. We are already outside Moscow, baby. Then let's head to Gorky and Kazan. Yeah, we've destroyed so many of their units early on that they're not capable of really fielding a credible defense. On the flip side, though, Germany's aggression has certainly cost them. So they're taking serious losses. Like, they've taken 1.3 million casualties and they've inflicted 1.9 million casualties. That's significant. But I think the reason the Soviets are folding like they are is because of our intervention. We got a couple of very large pockets in early, deleting a lot of divisions and allowing Germany to do a massive land grab very quickly. And the Soviet AI just isn't set up to deal with that. It's not good at repositioning quickly and being flexible. And there goes Moscow. Germany, what are you doing? Baby, what is you doing? I don't want to fight Sweden. No. Alright, we got a collab in on the Soviets. Is it gonna matter? No, because that's not how collaboration governments work, I think. It's still gonna be 20%. Unfortunate. Yeah, well, at least Germany's powering through this relatively easily. The Soviet army is virtually gone, so I don't think they'll actually be able to muster much of a credible defense. But it's gonna be driving all the way to Omsk to end this. I'm just gonna quickly justify on Sweden, because I also want to pick a fight with Sweden. There goes my ball bearing trade, but I don't care. I want all of Sweden. And my mechanized can definitely handle this. And so can my air force. There goes Sweden. Goodbye. Direct route. Oh, there go the paradox offices. Let's go get the FN FAL, Fusil Automatique Léger. The right arm of the free world, ladies and gentlemen. Well, China's gone. Okay then. Not bad. August 42. Japan did pretty well there, right? Ooh, there's still a Chinese United Front? How awkward. Alright, Sweden's gonna cap, but they won't cap until literally every single one of their provinces is taken. They have like 0% surrender limit. So let's work on para-dropping Gotland and Visby. I got some paratroopers. We should be able to make that work. There we go. Visby is now secured. I knew it was the reason I was keeping those paratroopers around. And we wait with the research. Now, I can get to work on the BR-1 nuclear reactor, but that's in itself gonna take so long. I genuinely don't think we'll be able to deploy a nuke this game. And there goes Sweden. Nothing fancy I want here, really. Nothing fancy I can get anyway. I could puppet them in Gotland. we now have small Belgique, Sweden. Well, I decided we don't need that much political power anyway, so I've replaced our political power guy with the nuclear magnate. More nuclear warfare, anything just speeds up. If we're ever gonna deploy a nuke, we're gonna have to hurry this along. Yeah, it's still gonna take 587 days. I don't know if I have it in me to play for that long. It is very much a late game thing. Speaking of late, I think it's too late to save the Soviets, so let's bring the motorized or mechanized in for the final blow. We will end this. Time to establish STK, the Wunderwaffles. That is a mushroom cloud made of waffles. I approve. Alright, 99% towards capitulation. Let's take Magnitogorsk. If we can get that, it's over. There we go! Fall of the Soviet Union. There's not really anything here I want, other than maybe another puppet. See if I can grab some land, just to be annoying. Let's grab a little land over here. So that is the Great Patriotic War ended, and unfortunately it looks like we are still miles off. Yeah, we're still 517 days off from even figuring out the basic nuclear reactor, and after that we still have to devise the nuclear fission bomb project. And I don't know if that then needs another upgrade for like a nuclear warhead or a thermonuclear bomb. I don't think we'll be sticking around to make use of these. Perhaps in future videos we get to use those. Don't think today is the day. Alright, that has been my playthrough as Belgium with the new DLC. It is a wild ride playing as the expansionist fascist path. My experience with the raids is interesting, but not every scenario is going to allow you to really leverage them, but it has potential. The projects, really cool stuff in there, but some of the more high profile, really wild things might never really become useful. Like your ballistic missiles, it's gonna take a while, but if you can stomach the weight, or if you can rush towards it, like stuff like ICBMs, certainly something I want to see, play out. Same with things like the Landkreuzer. A lot of wild and wacky things in there, but a lot of it is very late game. That said, stuff like the helicopters, amazing. I love these. These are some of the funnest additions to the game they've made so far. Helicopter transports, helicopter recon. These are genuinely really good and don't take that long to research, so that's pretty cool. Now, if you're interested in doing all of this yourself, I'll leave a link down below where you can go forth and pick up this glorious DLC. In my opinion, it's probably one of the best ones they've done so far. And stay tuned, because I will be playing around with this massive German focus tree as well. Anyway, I hope you've at least enjoyed the video, and I hope you'll enjoy this next video as well. Goodbye.